So one of the first things that is coming out here is the Seven of Pentacles and the Four of Swords. So once again, the Seven of Pentacles is a situation where you have invested a lot of hard work into to nurture a situation, to get something started, and to, plant some seeds. You have basically pretty much, planted the seeds, and you're waiting for the harvest. You're waiting for things to come to fruition. Now, this situation alone requires a lot of work. The Pentacle suit is the suit of practicality. It's like getting your hands dirty, getting down to the nitty-gritty details, and, not shying from the hard work, the labor that is required. So you feel like you have laid the foundation, and you feel like you've done everything that you can, and now you're waiting for it to come forward. You're waiting for the harvest. You're waiting to reap the benefits of this and the rewards of this. For a lot of you, this is purely on a work situation. You have like a 9 to 5 job, and you worked a lot of overtime in order to make yourself stand out, and especially in order to show other people that you're dedicated, you want to grow with the company, and you're waiting on a promotion. I feel a lot of you are waiting on promotion. A lot of you are waiting for you have sent your resumes out there and you're waiting for feedback, okay? You're waiting for some very, very lucrative assignment. And then for others of you, this is the relationship that I'm talking about. You put a lot of work in, and this is a period of waiting, praying, waiting for a specific outcome. It's a very, very good combination. It's a very good card. And for those of you who have invested a lot in another person, I feel like there's some type of dead silence coming through from the other side, where the other person might seem out of reach, out of touch. You feel a little bit neglected, and I can assure you they're going through their own things. I feel like they're going through some major, major upheavals in their lives. It might be like a spiritual crisis that they're dealing with. So they're trying to sort things out on their own. And what I'm also feeling is that for a lot of the people that you're dealing with, they might have health issues related to family members as well. Okay. So all of these things are coming through in that first message that I mentioned earlier. And then for others, it could purely just be in a work environment where you're just like, I've been at this job for a really long time. I deserve a raise. And you might have put your feelers out there to see what's available to you. Okay, so very, very good combination. It just indicates to me a lot of waiting for a situation so that you get your just due. You get whatever you feel like you deserve, which is good. What's coming through next, and this is a very strong, logical progression to this story. We have here the Ace of Pentacles. This is big money that is coming through, either via a new job or via a pay increase, a promotion, a salary increase, okay? This is a very, very positive thing that is coming through for you that is going to drastically change your life in some way. I like the way that it's depicted in the traditional Rider-Waite deck, because at the bottom you see, you have the pentacles here, really, really big pentacles, a new opportunity on the financial front, on the material front. But then in the other deck, there's like a little door, a little pathway leading to a door. So it's going to change your life in a very drastic way. It's going to increase your social standing, increase your popularity, increase your public or professional image. It's a very good opportunity that's going to be really good for you. And what it's linked up with here is the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles indicates a situation where there is like a spiritual lack, an emotional lack, and kind of like a feeling of estrangement between people, okay? So first of all, a lot of you have worked and you are kind of struggling. Even though you're working, and I feel like you're working really, really hard in order to sustain, in order to take care of all the finances that are, little expenditures here and there that are coming through. And I feel there's a lot of expenditures in your environment. I'm seeing a lot of children. I'm seeing you're a very, very loving, generous sign. And I've actually seen a lot of Leo people. They open their doors up, their homes up to friends and like vagrant family members. If someone needs a place to stay, their times have been hard on them and they need a place to stay, usually you welcome them, friends and family, with open arms, and you don't expect them to pay rent. You take them in, and then you try to get them or give them a space to stay in. You provide food and lodging so that they can get themselves off their feet. And I feel like that's what's happening, because I feel like a lot of expenditures are coming through. I don't feel that you're being taken advantage of, but I feel expenditures that don't belong to your family. So the expenditures are not coming from the kids, not coming from the husband or the wife. It's more like people that you take in and you're feeding them or you're taking care of them in some way. It could even be stray dogs. It could even be, just like stray people, stray animals that need a place to stay until they get back on their feet. So I feel like that's coming through. And as a result of it, I feel like, you work really hard and you're making that money, but a lot of money is also leaving your hands, okay? So I feel like a lot of you might have been struggling pretty badly for the past 7 months on the financial front. And I feel like this new opportunity is going to open some major, major doors for you. It's going to restore your faith in humanity. It's going to restore your faith in life, okay? So I'm going to try to publish this video like the beginning of October, so that if you're in this situation, one of the things they want you to be careful about here is prayer, returning to the simple act of praying. And prayers are actually usually linked with a religious institution or a religious persuasion, but a simple prayer to the universe or whatever God or whatever deity that you believe in. Just that act of faith alone, that we are not alone, that there is a higher power, or that there is such a thing as something that is meant for us. It's basically like, the rule of attraction. If you are waiting for this job that you feel is going to be a major, major life changer for you, you want to pray for it, okay? And don't just pray like, please give me this job. You want to kind of outline why you want this job and how it's going to benefit you as a person, how it's going to help you grow. A lot of the times, that's going to allow you to set good intentions to the universe and, attract those things in for you. So this is a very good month for you to get down to this spiritual side of yourself, so that you can start attracting and manifesting good things to come your way, okay? So I definitely feel a job offer, a promotion or something that's going to get you really far in life on the financial front. If you've been dealing with, massive worries, I do feel things are going to be alleviated this month, okay? Possibly, I feel like, let me see here, possibly by the 5th of the month, I'm seeing the 5th, 18th, 20th or so. So that's coming through for this month. The next two cards deal with family situation. So we do have the Ten of Pentacles and the World. One of the first thing that I am getting here is a lot of you might feel constrained by family obligations, okay? I'm getting that a lot of you might be stuck doing a family business. Like you inherited a family business, you're kind of stuck doing that. And I feel like it's preventing you from really branching out and pursuing new jobs that will be a little bit more financially stable or more financially lucrative for yourself. And then for others, there might be situations where, like I mentioned, somebody, hearing somebody with health issues, having to stay home, take care of the parents, and you feel like your life is like put on hold. So I do sense a little bit of like, of course, we all love family when we're there to take care of them, but it can be a burden. And I do sense a little bit of resentment coming through from your end. So these are perfectly, normal human reactions, and these are perfectly common human circumstances. So the one thing that you want to ask yourself here, if you're dealing with this, where you feel like the family unit is a little bit restrictive when it comes to like you having to take care of elderly parents or take care of other people, or just, you have a burden here placed on by family members. and you want to break free. And this is where I feel like that wanting to break free, that Aquarian type of energy. You want to break out of a situation, want to break out of a rut, want to find shortcuts to do something, or not following the proper procedures and protocol. I feel like it's going to do a little bit more damage than good, and in the long run you're going to start to see it. Okay, so this is the month where you might want to break out a little bit, but I feel like it's restrictive. Circumstances won't let you break out, not so much for this month. Okay, so what I'm also sensing is, for some of you, there might be generational wealth coming through. So, inheriting a business, for example. I know that you're, one of the most loyal signs. You're very fierce, and when you're loyal to somebody, you will defend them. You would take a bullet for them. You would defend them. You would always. You're very courageous when it comes to, sticking up for somebody, especially like for the underdog, for people who are less fortunate. And I feel like, be careful about the tendency to do this. You need to take care of yourself first. You need to take care of your immediate family, like, your spouse, your children, your parents first. And then reserve the rest of the energy for yourself, because I feel like you're expanding yourself and stretching yourself too thin. And that's kind of like at the expense of, well, that doesn't serve any good in the long run. So it's kind of like, focus your energy a little bit more, do something and do it really, really well, rather than stretching yourself far and wide and not accomplishing all of these things as well as you can if you had, contracted your energy and focus on singular projects. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. The last thing I'm feeling here is news about elderly parents. So that's regarding health issues. I don't feel it's bad, but it's a situation where they might call upon you. You might be worried for them. So even if you're like living far away, you might hear news of this and you might contemplate travel. Okay, and you have a lot of things on your plate, I feel already, a lot of obligations and responsibilities, but you want to be there for your family. And the thing here is, I do sense a little bit of guilt for those who are living far away, and you're hearing news about parents, and you're like, you have so much stuff on your mind, but you're just like, I have to go see them because I'm obligated. Really think about, what good would it serve for you being there, aside from just the emotional support. We all love the emotional support, but if you yourself can't, if like you're so inundated with your own things in your own life and you can't really make it, I feel like you have to let go of that guilt. Okay, because you need to take care of things in a more systematic manner. All right, Leos? I do feel a lot of wealth generation and, overcoming obstacles when it comes to financial situations. So you've got some good cards. So the last cluster here is the Ace of Cups as well as the Emperor. The Ace of Cups is brand new beginnings, brand new relationships. And usually when I see this, and this is something I started seeing recently, this is like brand new crushes, okay? Feeling that the butterflies in your stomach when you interact with another person, feeling as if, this is a person that I really admire, that I really respect. This is not just, shallow, vain type of love where you're just like, oh, he or she is really good looking. This is more like on a very, very deep spiritual level. You feel very much in sync with another person. And I feel like a lot of you are going to be feeling this way in your life right now. Like, this is kind of like that job situation bringing about a lot of blessings in your life, and your sense of pride in yourself, your sense of like faith being restored, and faith in people, faith in the universe being restored, and a lot of abundance are going to flow in for you. So I do feel this outpouring of love from the universe, but also this outpouring of love coming from you. And then for others, this could be a brand new relationship. Okay, a lot of you are possibly feeling as if you are crushing on or are in love with somebody who is an authority figure in your environment, possibly older than you. Okay, possibly older than you. That's what I'm sensing. A lot of you are putting another person on a pedestal. Whether or not they belong there, I'm gonna do that in the love reading in a little bit, but I feel like you're putting somebody on a pedestal. You're seeing the very, very best in them, and you know they're making you really, really happy. And I feel like a lot of you are getting new people added into your household. So I feel a lot of grandparents or parents vibe. So this can be a conception of a child, a grandchild, adoptions even, and doing something where I feel like there's a new bundle of love in a family setting as well. Okay. So I do see a lot of like people becoming grandparents. So I don't know what demographic, what age group watches my videos, but I feel like something is being added to the home environment. It indicates to me some type of generational type of love here associated with the emperor. Okay. What I'm also sensing is that a lot of you are being made an offer from like a superior. So I feel like somebody who you really, really respect is showing their respect and their mutual admiration for you. So that can be in a work environment where, you know, someone you really, really care about, they're kind of like passing the baton to you. So they might be thinking about retiring. They might want to, you know, get an early retirement. And then somebody asks them, well, who do you think is a good fit to take over for you? That person might say, you know, you, the Leo, whoever is watching this, you might be passed the baton, from like a person that you hold in really high regard. So I definitely feel a lot of good things are happening for you guys for this month. And the energy seems to me to be like very busy. Okay. In terms of the advice here, let's talk about this. We have the Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Swords usually indicates a situation where there is like some lie, some deception, some type of withholding information or lying by omission. Okay. And this is kind of like the only card that contradicts everything else. But I feel it's almost as if for a lot of you, I mentioned before, don't cut corners. Somebody is holding you in very, very high regard and they put you on a pedestal. And especially if it's somebody that you also really, really respect, okay? And if they are chirping so highly about you, this is the last month in which you want to be caught, like, doing something you're not supposed to. So be very, very careful when it comes to like forging. I feel like forging documents. I feel like you might have a time crunch and you're just like, I'll just estimate. Well, do things by the book, okay? And then cutting corners, not following proper protocol and procedures. I do sense that. So just be very, very careful. Don't be too impatient. Everything has a time and a place. So this is not a good month to like do anything where you might have to be put in a position where you cut corners, because I feel like it's gonna come out in the wash, okay? So just be careful about that. What I'm also feeling here, we do have the Strength card. And the Strength card, this is a card that indicates like, you know, patience, okay? It's almost like the Temperance card in a way where it's kind of like telling you, you have to hold yourself back a little bit. Don't jump the gun. You might not have all the information yet. I feel like some of you might not have all the information. You see a situation, for example, and you're just like, it's like this. But I feel like there are pieces of the information that might be missing, so you don't know the whole story. So going back to the initial message, don't jump to conclusion. Be a little bit patient. Things will come out in the wash. You will get the full story very, very shortly. So don't jump the gun, okay? And then after that, we do have, you know, truths being revealed here with the Ace of Swords. This is also a very, very good card about victory, winning something. And I feel it's sort of like it's sort of like a kind of like a cutting away the fog, where you have the information that you need, where you have access to things, okay? And then you're going to be able to not be kept in the dark anymore. This is a very good card overall when it pertains to like not so much relationship. I usually see that, that victory card in relationship as the chariot, as in, things moving forward. Two people are working at with a common goal in mind. This is more like finance related, where whether or not you're going to pass an exam, whether or not you're going to pass whether or not you're going to land a job, whether or not you're going to get a promotion. These are, I feel like, more on the tangible, on the material front. So we have some really, really good cards here. So it's saying for you, don't jump the gun, don't be patient. You might not know the whole story, okay? So don't assume anything just yet. And I feel like once the time is right, once the fog starts to lift, you're going to stumble upon something very, very profound that's going to help you on the financial front. So I feel like if you have inherited a business and you're thinking about selling it, if you're thinking about like, if you've hit some obstacles when it comes to like, adoptions even, it's telling you to be patient and wait for it, okay? The information will be there and you will be victorious in this, okay?